Community buildings and community centres should be open when communities need them. And Christmas can be a really difficult time for people. So to get the chance to be able to open the doors and welcome people into the building at a time where they really need us is really important.
Instead of trying to focus on the firefighting and focusing on the survival, we want to try and focus on the joy that we can bring.
Welcome to Scran's Christmas gift guide for 2025. I'm Kelly Crichton, also known as the Scran producer, and Roz is here with me to guide me through what the best gifts are for Christmas 2025. Hi, Roz.
Hi.
I am delighted to have your expert knowledge here so that we might come up with some ideas of gifts to give people in our lives. I have a huge long list that you've sent me. I'm pretty sure this isn't your Christmas list.
I mean, it could be.
But what on it would you love to receive?
Well, there's a few things I've actually had the pleasure of trying out to just sort of see whether or not they're worth it, because I was intrigued by a few things and got the chance to try them. So one of the first things I would recommend if you have a little bit of a garden space is an uni pizza oven, which I think everyone's seen. They've been around
Yes,
for a while.
I would love one of these. I would love... If Uni is listening, I would love one of these. Tell us about it. How did it go?
Well, so they've got different ones, different models now. They've got some super duper hot, quite large models that are just run on gas. But I decided that I'd quite like to try one that also is multi-fuel, so it's gas and wood, because I quite like the idea of like a wood-fired pizza oven.
Yes.
It's quite traditional. So it did go really well.
Is that going to be much bigger because you have to actually burn the wood in it?
It's slightly bigger, yeah. It's not as big as you think, because it's actually kindling, because I stupidly was thinking, it could be any kind of wood.
Logs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Gone kind of like full caveman. It is good. When you're burning the wood, it doesn't get up to the same high temperatures as it would with gas, although we didn't have access to a gas canister at the time, so we've just used wood, and it was surprisingly easy. So if you've been to like a street food festival, you'll see them moving it right, moving the pizza around the wood and whatever. You just sort of make up your pizza dough, make up the topping, put it in, shimmy it about, and it's ready within about 5 minutes. And it was really good. And it's a really good way to, if like me, you're trying not to have like ultra processed stuff. You make your own pizza dough. You cook your own whatever you want on it, and it's very, very easy, and it looks really cool. So everyone who's been round to try it with us has been very impressed. So it's quite an easy way to make yourself look good for when you're having friends round.
So let me just get this right. Did you try both the gas and the wood burning elements, and which did you prefer in the end?
So I have tried the gas in the past, not with this one. I've tried a gas in the past that my friends got, and it does get hotter quicker. This we just tried the wood, and it doesn't get as hot, but that doesn't really make that much of a difference. It kind of depends how much of a rush you're in and how quickly you want your pizza to cook. But just to say, the one that we tried, because it was a slightly older model, was the Uni Caru 2 multi-fuel pizza oven. I hope I'm saying that right.
Okay. And did you have to leave it like heat up for long in that situation?
I think it was maybe about 5-10 minutes. Once you get the wood
that's
going,
okay.
it's quite a compact little compartment you put the wood in, so it's not, it's not like a huge fire.
It's going to be faster than your traditional oven anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, like once you've got it going, it is quite fast. They do have a new model that is fully, I think it's fully electric, and you can have it in your kitchen, and it's specifically for cooking pizza. That would probably be next on my list, to be honest, because you can't really be outside all the time.
These things take up a lot of real estate though on your surfaces, don't they? And like for the amount of time you'd use it, or I guess you can put it away and take it out whenever you want, but it's all stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice to have that idea of alfresco dining, but then how practical is that in the winter as well? So.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now it's so sunny. I feel like we have actually said on Boxing Day I'm having my family round as usual, and we've said we might, we'll set it up if it's, not horrible, and show my nephews and have a little bit of like an entertainment with pizza. So that'll be nice.
Ah, nice. So you'll need a fire pit as well then. So can you give us a ballpark figure for how much it costs? Do you know?
Like I say, it's a slightly older model. It's on sale just now and you can get it for £279.20. It would probably usually be about $350, $340. So it's not cheap, but if you are getting it as a big gift for someone that you like a lot.
And if you like pizza yourself, then it's a gift for you too.
Exactly.
Technically. Okay, cool. Right, moving along. Hotel Chocolat Velvetizer. I am intrigued, Raz. Tell me what in God's name is a Hotel Chocolat Velvetizer, please.
Well, I was intrigued by this when it was released a few years ago, but also slightly sceptical because I love hot chocolate. I love having like real chocolate hot chocolate, so like flakes from like Bare Bones or the Highland Chocolatier, and like not kind of powder stuff. And usually I heat up some milk, get my trusty £1 IKEA milk frother, froth the milk, make it all up. And it does take, you put it in the microwave or you can put it in a pan. It's a bit of a faff, but like, I think it works. This is a machine whereby it's got like a magnetic almost little, it's like not like a whisk, it's just something that will go round and round and round.
Yes.
Within the machine, you put in cold milk, enough for like a cup, so say 220 mils. You put in a sachet of Hotel Chocolat's hot chocolate and switch it on. In 2 minutes, you have a hot, milky, very creamy, smooth hot chocolate. So it definitely is better than my £1 heat up the milk, froth the milk with your IKEA frother. I've yet to try it with my hot chocolate I have here, which is, like flaked chocolate. But I think it will have the same results. And I was very impressed.
I have a similar thing we have a similar thing in our coffee machine. It's like the milk frother that's come with the coffee machine, but it's like that. It's got a little magnetic sort of whisk in it, and I have not really made hot chocolate with it, but I have made the milk for a hot chocolate with it, if you know what I mean. Like I frothed the milk and it heats the milk. So that's, I can see how that would totally work. Like if you're into hot chocolate, like it's more like pop it in and it's done and it's nice.
Yeah, 100%.
Good gift.
Oh, yeah, very good gift for a hot chocolate fan. I mean, I was very sceptical and it's changed my mind completely. I mean, it sits on its own little hot plate like a kettle, and it just, you switch it on and that's it. So yeah, I would recommend, and that's retailing round about £99, I think. So that's, again, not cheap, but a good nice main gift for someone who likes hot chocolate.
And also a little bit novel, isn't it? It's that kind of thing that people probably wouldn't buy for themselves.
Exactly.
I think that's a good idea.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on to some of the more, let's say, hard stuff. Talk to me about whiskey. What are we getting for the whiskey lovers in our lives this Christmas?
Well, there's two places I would recommend if you're looking for variety. So Royal Mile Whiskies are a great website, great shop in Edinburgh. They have a really lovely whiskey out just now called Stocking Filler, and it's a Speyside single malt, and it's 13 years old, and it's got a really nice festive label on it. So obviously this is it won't tell you the distillery because they've bottled it themselves, but it's been matured in sherry wood, so it'll be nicely festive with those notes of sherry. Speyside isn't too strong or overpowering, it's usually quite light, fruity, sweet, so would do for someone who likes whiskey but maybe doesn't really want something hard hitting, and that's just £40, so that's quite a nice little gift for someone.
It is nice to get festive things at Christmas as well, isn't it? Because like a bottle of whiskey like that, you might open it but you might put it aside till next Christmas, you know what I mean? So it's nice to have that little treat to look forward to as well. I like that idea. Okay, gin lovers?
Yes, if anybody is looking for something for gin lovers, Edinburgh Gin just almost completely swept the board at the Scottish Gin Awards last month. So they're doing extraordinarily well. They've moved into the new distillery. They've slightly tweaked their recipes a little bit, which is why they think that they've, finally got a lot of these awards. They were coming, second or third in years gone by.
Oh, that's interesting.
So their classic gin, their cannonball gin, their gin liqueurs all won awards. So there's a good choice there. And you could obviously go along to the distillery, have a little day out to yourself, go shopping, or you could get some voucher to do an experience with them. They do gin making, cocktail making, and it's a really nice space.
Shout out as well to Linlithgow Gin. My husband was there recently, and apparently it's a great little small distillery that they do little tours and things like that as well. So we'll give them a shout. They're doing the hard work of the little independents versus the giants like Edinburgh Gin. But you can't go wrong, can you, with Edinburgh Gin? It's pretty popular.
Oh yeah, completely. And there's kind of something for everyone, whether it's like Navy Strength or just, a classic or a fruity gin. They've got a lot going on. Okay.
What else is on your list, your big long Santa list?
Well, if you're looking for something a bit quirky, Walker's Shortbread, who now their ambassador is now Andy Murray, because since he's not playing tennis anymore, he's obviously sitting eating lots of biscuits.
God, Andy Murray is getting around, isn't he? Go on.
Well, he's just released a Walker Shortbread inspired Christmas jumper, which you're going to be able to buy. He's auctioning his off for charity, but it's like a sort of Fair Isle style jumper with shortbread. That I think
shortbread on it, on the jumper.
Yeah, that's today. So you can start to buy them now today. So that could be something quite funny for like a Secret Santa, or someone who loves a Christmas jumper or shortbread.
It's always good for when we're going back to Ireland from Scotland to bring sort of stuff from Tunnocks branding, or my dad absolutely loves Scottish shortbread, so for the foreign rallies it's always a good thing as well, isn't it, having that Scottish branding stuff? It's quite cool.
Yeah, it is great. And one of the things I love, which I would enjoy, although I know it's quite boring, is socks, but specifically whiskey socks.
Oh
yeah. So
tell me, what different types of whiskey, different brands of whiskey, what kind of whiskey socks?
So our bag, well, quite a lot of the brands have got them. Our bag have got packs of like peated, I think they're called like peated socks, and they're like got funky patterns. Craigellachie have got really nice, really, really soft, I think they're bamboo ones. They're yellow with like drams on them. Lefroy have got nice dark green ones. You could basically just get someone a collection of whiskey socks, or go after their favourite distillery and get them a nice pair of, and they are really good. They're soft, they're well made. Highly recommend.
I think regardless, everybody loves to get new socks for Christmas, don't they? Otherwise we'd never have enough socks, would we, if we didn't?
Well, exactly.
Annual.
When do you ever buy them for yourself?
Exactly. There's some really good ideas there for various people in our lives. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Big shout out to the independent chocolatiers out there, because everyone loves chocolates, and I know they can be a wee bit more expensive, but Chocolatia is one of my favourites. She's not long had a baby, so her stock is there. There's some really nice Christmas chocolates there. Fetcha Chocolates in Campbelltown, her stuff is free from, so if you're vegan or intolerant to various different things, you should look her up. Obviously everyone knows the Highland Chocolatier, but yeah, if you've got a wee bit extra to spend on chocolates this Christmas, think about doing it with an independent Scottish chocolatier.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones that, if you're just visiting people or whatever, it's nice to bring chocolates, especially nice chocolates. And if you need to send something in the post, they're kind of less breakable than other things, aren't they? So
yeah. And they're not going to melt in this weather.
Yeah, true that. So, of course, the gift that everyone loves to receive at any time of the year is cheese. So we asked the cheese lady, aka Svetlana Koharchik, what she would recommend for Christmas when we visited her a few weeks back. Here she is.
Svetlana, the cheese lady, this is one of the busiest times of the year for you.
It is indeed.
So you'll be seeing lots of customers, lots of queues out round the block. What would you recommend if someone's coming in to buy for a Christmas cheese board?
Well, we are very encouraged and we are very thankful to be supported so greatly by our customers. And of course, when they come to shop with us at Christmas time, we do want to help them find the best cheeses for their palate, and that's what we're here for. We want to curate the selection based on people's occasion and their preferences. But if I were to give a very kind of broad recommendation to everybody listening today as to how to think around your cheese board and your selection, if you'd like to make those decisions yourself, I would be thinking, first of all, about the number of cheeses that you're going to go for. I like to think that 3 cheeses on a cheese board is good, 4 is very good, and 5 is excellent, because that allows you to showcase the greatest variety of cheeses. So let's think about a cheese board of 5 cheeses. So for the first 2 cheeses, I would be thinking along the lines of something nice and soft. So if you wanted my personal recommendation here, especially for the festive season, I would be thinking of including a triple cream. Triple cream is a cheese that's a little bit like a brie on the outside, has a wide bloomy rind, but inside it's enriched with double cream. And that makes it very buttery and luscious and decadent. This kind of cheese I particularly enjoy with a glass of champagne, if you must, or cava or prosecco or something like that. It really helps to lift the texture and enhance the flavor of this type of cheese. For the second cheese, I would be thinking either a soft or a semi-firm goat's milk cheese, perhaps. Or you could also do a wash drying, something nice and smelly and aromatic. So this is where it's up to you whether you want to go slightly punchy or you want to do kind of a classic creamy goat's milk cheese. So if you were to opt for goat's milk cheese, I would be highly recommending Scottish Elric Log. It's a phenomenal cheese, or going for something French like Chabichou du Poitou or Valençay or anything along those lines. But if you're the kind of person who enjoys smelly cheeses, then there's a Poisse, Munster, and cheeses similar to those punchy, creamy ones. For a third cheese, I would especially recommend an Alpine cheese. I do have a special place in my heart for all the Alpine cheeses, especially if you think of Switzerland, those types. Gruyere, great, very nice and classic, but if you want to go slightly off the beaten track, I do recommend trying Appenzeller, Hollyhocker. Those really unusual but similar to Gruyere cheeses. They're firm, they're smooth, they're absolutely gorgeous, they're nutty and have a little kind of sweetness on the palate, along with a lovely crunch of the protein crystals that come from maturity. Our fourth cheese could be a cheddar. And because I like to include different styles and different milk types on my cheese board, I would encourage you to think maybe over sheep's milk cheese here. I especially recommend trying Coralin, which is a Scottish sheep's milk cheddar. So you'll have that crumble of a cheddar, but nice sweetness as well of sheep's milk. Or if you want to think of Manchego, Pecorino, things like that here would be very, very appropriate for our fourth cheese. And of course, the fifth cheese could be a blue. I don't think any cheese board is complete without a blue. And here the world is your oyster. The blue cheeses can be very, very different, and depending on what you enjoy in terms of strength, you can go mild, medium, or really strong. And it also is dictated a little bit by your wine. But if you're going to do a classic Christmas wine like port, I would especially recommend the British blues. Stilton, Stichelton, Lanark Blue, Bigger Blue, those are fantastic with port. If you wanted to go lighter, there's Gorgonzola Dolce, light and voluptuous, or you can go stronger with a Roquefort and something like a Sauterne wine. That would be just absolutely gorgeous.
Nice. Well, thank you very much. And will you be having a cheese board this Christmas?
Absolutely. I'll save some space for my cheeses. That is a must in our household, but I will definitely be enjoying it with a glass of something to help us recover from Christmas.
Well, thank you very much, and I hope you have a lovely Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
So much cheese. That shop was amazing, wasn't it?
It was so good. I could have ate so much of that Alpine cheese.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a lot of cheese eating over Christmas, I have to say. Speaking of, what are your plans for this Christmas, Roz? Do you want to share with listeners what you'll be up to?
I'm once again going to my sister's to spend it with my mum and dad and my nephews. Hopefully my aunt and uncle, they're coming through if my uncle is well enough. And then on Boxing Day, it'll be everyone at mine. So aunt, uncle, mum, dad, nephews and sister and brother-in-law at my flat for a kind of buffet, because I don't really have enough space to have a full sit-down meal. So yeah, it'll be good.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't believe it's almost here.
Hostess with the mostest. Well, I'll be spending my first Christmas not in Ireland with my family. My very first Christmas in Scotland, despite the fact that I've lived here for most of my adult life. So very quiet at home with the kids and the cat and my other half, and that is it. We're taking it very handy. I'm slightly dreading the cooking part of it, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It will be fine. I did it for years. It'll be fine.
Of course, Christmas is a time of year where giving is on everyone's minds, but it's an important time of year too for charities who are supporting people through the winter. So we went along to Southside Community Partnership to hear all about what they've got planned for Christmas Day. Here it is.
I'm at the Southside Community Centre in Edinburgh, and I'm joined by Michael, Hannah and Thomas, and we're going to chat a little bit about Christmas. Hannah, do you want to tell us a little bit about where we are and what's happening at Christmas and how it came to be?
This year we're going to be doing Communities at Christmas, and we're looking at creating a warm and welcoming space on Christmas Day for people experiencing homelessness and isolation. We want to provide food for people, but also a sense of belonging and a sense of joy. I manage a street outreach team. I manage a team that works with people who are rough sleeping and who are out in all weathers. And as part of our winter planning and our winter provision, I started trying to do some research into where is a warm space that we can direct people that we're working with to go. Where can they go for something to eat and a bit of sanctuary? And we reached out to Holly, who works at the Cranny, first, because I've worked with her in the past. And she was like, well, funny that I've actually got a meeting tomorrow at the Southside Community Centre where we're going to be discussing just this. So how about you just come along? So I showed up at Southside and immediately recognised it, because this is where there used to be a Christmas event. And I realised that I'd been here before, and it was this amazing, joyous event that had happened on Christmas Day. So we got into a conversation about where to send people and what warm spaces were actually available. And this led very naturally on to us discussing Christmas Day and who is open on Christmas Day, what is available on Christmas Day. And what came to light is that a lot of the provisions that historically had been open on Christmas Day had wound down over COVID. A lot of people went into isolation. The organisations had gone more into working at home, working in isolation, less working with big groups of people because of safety. Obviously, that's what we had to do. But that was still happening. So we got into a big conversation about this and said, well, why can't we put that on? Why can't we work together and pool resources and try and do something really amazing for Christmas Day? And I think someone in the room said, oh, we could do it this Christmas. And I said, absolutely not. Are we doing this Christmas? So we agreed that we would come back together and we would organise it for the next year. So that's this year coming. It felt like so far away when we first started discussing this in April, but now suddenly it's in a couple of weeks' time and it's actually going to happen. And the community aspect of it has really been amazing to see. The name of it is Communities at Christmas, and community is the most important word that we have there. It's about creating a sense of belonging for people that often feel isolated and often feel like they're not involved or they're not welcome at the Christmas table.
So Michael, we'll come to you. Could you just tell us a little bit about Southside Community Centre and what happens here on a day-to-day basis?
So at Southside Community Centre, we're right in the heart of the Southside. It's a really bustling area, and we have lots of students, we have lots of long-term residents, lots of short-term residents, and really we welcome them all into the building. So we've got a lovely hall that we use for all sorts of drama, community projects, cultural gatherings. It's a real hive of activity. On a day-to-day basis, we've got people coming in for educational classes, community meetings, community gatherings, family gatherings. It can be a real hive of activity. We're doing more and more around supporting people to deal with loneliness and isolation, and also around challenging poverty. Lots of that involves bringing people together in the centre in our cafe space, which we're really looking forward to seeing really full with Christmas dinners on Christmas Day, which is a really nice thing to be happening. We see people from a full spectrum of life circumstances, and we're really looking forward to seeing lots of those people on Christmas Day as well.
Yeah, because like Hannah said, you'd done it before and now you're kind of bringing it back. So it must be nice to sort of feel like it's coming back.
The building would have been sitting closed, sitting empty on Christmas Day this year. And actually, community buildings and community centres should be open when communities need them. And Christmas can be a really difficult time for people for varying reasons. So to get the chance to be able to open the doors and welcome people into the building at a time where they really need us is really important to the building, and it's really important to me personally as well as a professional working with the community. Community centres need to be open, and we want to see as many people coming into the centre as possible.
Thomas, I'll come to you. So how is it that people are going to find out about this, come to be here? You know, what's your role in that?
Well, effectively, it's my role at work as an outreach support worker. So whilst I'm out and about on the street, I will be drawing awareness to it by promoting it and letting them know that this year at the Southside Community Centre, with our partners, the Cranny, Simon Community Scotland, will be hosting an event which will be open to people who are experiencing homelessness, but also those who are experiencing isolation. Christmas, as we're all aware, can be a difficult time for a whole range of different people, but those, I think, who are experiencing homelessness and isolation in particular, really feel it. So we want to offer a warm, safe space full of kind of welcome and of joy, and this is a great opportunity here for Simon Community and also for the Southside Community Centre to really create something special this year.
It's a horrible rainy day outside, it's getting really cold. What is your experience of working with people on the street at this time of year? Of
course, the weather conditions not getting any better. On top of that, you've got all of the emotional memory and the kind of calendar that comes with that of people's memories and the connotations of things that have happened in the past around Christmas. And so those things together can compound really how someone is feeling. We want to try and relieve some of that pressure, some of that stress by offering them a space here where they can feel like they can be welcomed in and they can get a warm meal, be involved with activities. We just want everyone to feel part of what we're doing here. And as Hannah mentioned earlier, community is the key word here. It's not actually the Christmas part, it's the community part that we want to emphasise and focus on.
So when people think about, helping people in need at Christmas, they might think of like soup kitchens and, long lines of people, things we see in films, but it's moved on from that, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's not how we want to approach Christmas this year. I think that when we look at soup kitchens, we're looking at othering people. This is about welcoming people in. This is about showing people that they deserve a Christmas meal. They deserve a Christmas present. They deserve all the festive trimmings that everyone else expects and maybe takes for granted. We talked a lot about how we're going to make this special, make it feel like an event, a Christmas Day for the people we work with. We talked about how important it is to make sure the Christmas dinner is right. We're going to have like a proper Christmas dinner. This isn't going to be servings of soup. This isn't going to be things that are less than. This is something that's going to be really good for people, and making sure that we have things like a dessert, like a sweet treat, just trying to make people feel special and like they're deserving of it. We're also looking at how hopefully having Christmas presents. When we talk to the people we support about what they would want, a lot of people expect to get gloves and socks and toiletries, and sometimes they can end up with piles of these things. We want to actually give them a Christmas present, something that feels like a Christmas present, wrapped up with a bow with their name on it and a Christmas card attached, because everyone's entitled to having joy over Christmas Day, and everyone's entitled to feeling special. It is difficult for everyone. Christmas is such an emotive time for everyone, that everyone has feelings and memories wrapped around that the people that we support are no less than that. So instead of trying to focus on the firefighting and focusing on the survival, we want to try and focus on the joy that we can bring.
So do you want to give us a rundown of how the day's looking like?
Yeah, I think we'll be opening doors around 10 o'clock. We're looking at having some breakfast available for people. We're being really conscious for the fact that people might be walking into this having slept rough the night before, so we want to make sure that they've got something to warm them up and make them feel ready for the day. So we're going to have some breakfast, we're going to have teas and coffees, and then we've got 3 sit-ins of Christmas dinner. So we can try and get as many people to actually get to sit down and enjoy their dinner as we can. We're also looking at having a film room open, just playing Christmas films all day. And then there's been a bit of a debate about whether or not we should play Die Hard or not. I think we are going to play Die Hard. But sometimes someone might just want to sit quietly and watch films all day and shut out. That's what I want to do sometimes. We're looking at having different activities. Hopefully we're going to have a silent disco going on in one of the rooms. And then we are also going to have different activities set up in the big hall where people can do arts and crafts. People can have access to books. People can play a board game and just connect and socialise. So there should be loads of different things going on all through the day. And people can just experience and take their mind off things a little bit.
Do you want to tell us about Christmas dinner, Michael? What has been served?
Christmas dinner, this I'm looking forward to as well. We had some interesting discussions actually about Christmas dinner. Lots of places where you go to in the community for a meal is often served on disposable plates. And actually, if you go to someone's house to enjoy a Christmas dinner, they're on a normal plate and it just feels like it's an actual nice thing. So we'll be serving a traditional Christmas dinner with some vegetarian and vegan options on our finest china, because we want people to really feel at home rather than this is just a little add-on. Providing a fresh, nutritious meal is really going to fill people up who might not necessarily know where their next meal is going to come from and when that'll be. So we want to fill people's emotional cup on the day and we want to fill their tummies on the day as well. So we're looking forward to a nice traditional Christmas dinner, a lovely dessert. Everybody likes a sweet treat, and we'll probably have enough that we can let people take some home with them as well.
Yeah, and some of the people that are coming that day, they might not be rough sleeping, but they will be homeless. They'll be in temp accommodation, and what we see is most of the temp accommodation that's available don't have any cooking facilities. We see people, up to 40 people, using a microwave. How are you going to cook a Christmas dinner with a microwave?
And the logistics of that are coming from the cafe here, is that right? So they'll be getting in all the turkeys and the trimming and desserts and...
Definitely. So one of the other partners involved is Goodies Charity, and they've been very much taking the lead on the catering side for us. So their staff and their volunteers are going to be furiously chopping vegetables, getting us ready for the big day.
On the day or in the lead up to Christmas, what kind of help are you guys looking for?
Any help we can get at this point. I think we talked about this last year, and it was very far-flung, and it was a dream a year ago. Now it's happening. Now it's suddenly become real. We're going into this with no funding. This is on top of what our actual roles are. We're trying our best to pull off what we can. We're hoping to get some money in so that we can do things like provide Christmas presents, like we can decorate the hall, that we can make sure it's a really, really nice day. If people do want to come and help out, decorate the hall or chop veg on the run up, that would be really helpful. If people want to donate things to hand out on the day, that would be really, really helpful. It'd be good if we could make sure that there's a supply of clean new clothes, clean new things to hand out for people, just with the concept that these people will be leaving this beautiful, warm, welcoming space and maybe going back into isolation. So let's try and give them a little bit of joy to leave with.
And so how can people get involved? How can they get in touch with you?
So we have a Just Giving page that can be accessed on all of our websites. So if you search the Cranny, Southside Community Centre or Simon Community Scotland, it will take you to our Just Giving page. And there is an email address attached with that where you can reach out and let us know if you want to help or if you want to be involved in any way.
And speaking of involved, you guys are all going to be involved. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's just so worthwhile and so meaningful to be part of this. I mean, this is something that's so much bigger than Christmas. This is something that's just monumental. I mean, this opportunity gives us and also the people that we support something really special. We really want this year to act as potentially as a pilot to something that could be continuous, could be happening in a consecutive year, potentially every year. And so this is kind of the first of its kind coming from Simon Community and with the partners of the Crange, of course, and Southside Community Centre. But this has the potential to be really, really big and to actually change the face of what people are experiencing on Christmas Day who are experiencing homelessness and isolation.
I don't think I'll sleep much that day. I think I'm going to be running about like a crazy person. I think I'll be pretty stressed. I don't think that the actual joy will hit me until the day after. I'm looking forward to Boxing Day when I can look back and go, we actually did this. This was more than just a dream. This was more than just something that we talked about, a what if. We actually pulled this off. So yeah, I'll be looking more forward to Boxing Day, I think.
And what's your Christmas Day going to look like? Will you be having your own Christmas dinner really early?
Well, I'll be waking up nice and early and having a little bit of a Christmas breakfast with my cat before I come into the centre and start getting going for the day. I'd normally spend Christmas by myself, so I too am looking forward to being amongst people. It's going to be a busy day for us all, but I know that when the day's done and we've all recovered a little bit, we'll be able to look back and say that we've done something really well for people who need us. We've given our time, we've given our skills, we've done it with lots of faith and positivity. We didn't have to do this, we've all chosen to do this. And I'm looking forward to us getting to that end point and knowing that we've done something really nice for people who really need it.
So if anyone listening is worried about anyone rough sleeping or homeless, how can they get in touch with you?
If you go onto our website at simonscotland.org, you'll be able to see links to contact any one of the cities that we're working in. So we have street teams in Edinburgh and in Glasgow. If you see someone that you're worried about, please reach out, let us know. We can go and try and link in with them. We can go and offer them support and try and help them find options that suit them to come off the street. The Edinburgh phone number is 0808 178 2323.
And we'll put all these links in our show notes and on our website. So thank you very much. And I hope you guys have a lovely Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for listening to this episode. We will be back in a few weeks with another Christmas episode, so stay tuned for that.